morning. We're here with Chris Johnson of CKJ Building and Design. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Good morning, Wendy. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. A lot of folks don't realize, but we're literally like just a few doors down from one another. So we probably could step out on the front porch and wave at each other. So.
Probably could. Less than a football field away.
That's right. Well, Chris, thank you for taking the time to join us this morning and talk a little bit about your business. But before we start with that, I thought I'd give you an opportunity to share a little bit about you. I know you live here in Davie County. Tell a little bit about yourself, your family. Just let folks know who you are personally.
All right. Well, I am Chris Johnson with CKJ Building and Design. I grew up in Wilmington and lived there for about 26 years in the Wilmington Wrights Beach area. And I had the opportunity to move closer to the mountains. So we moved up to Clemens in 1994. And one day I was just venturing out across the river and came into Davie County and spent several hours just driving around and realized this is a great place to live, great place to raise a family. And so my wife and business partner, Melissa, almost 27 years, we jumped the river in 95 and have lived here ever since. And this has been a great place to raise our two boys. My youngest son, Braylon, he's a rising sophomore at Davie High. And my oldest son, Foster, just turned 21 and is getting ready to start his last year at NC State in the College of Natural Resources with a environmental technologies degree. So got two smart boys. It's been a great place to raise them, along with two dogs, a rabbit, and a hamster. Okay. So we've got a mini zoo going on here at the house, but we love it.
Yeah, well, good. Well, thanks for sharing that. So, gosh, it's hard to believe that you got one that's a sophomore, and hard to believe that the oldest is graduating. So, but he's probably going to be graduating soon. He's probably getting excited about that, though.
We are. It's been nice having him home, but he's already been investigating graduate school out of state, so that's a little bit of a downer. But yeah. But it sure has been nice having him home since March 11th.
Yeah, I know the feeling. It's I don't necessarily feel like I have seen them that much because they do like to stay in their rooms, but it is nice knowing where they're at. So
that's right.
At least they're here under our roof. So they come out for food. So.
Yeah, I know that's about the only time they come out.
Okay, well, let's move on to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about CKJ Builders or CKJ Building. So share with us what the business is all about.
All right. We are a residential and commercial contractor. I've been licensed for nearly 27 years. We specialize in sunroom additions, very large decks, bathroom, and kitchen renovations. We do everything from that all the way up to $1 million houses, everything in between. And we actually do commercial upfits as well. So we like sitting down with customers and especially on the commercial side and doing master planning for them, especially for a business that has got a master plan as far as their growth. Mm-hmm. We can work with them on space planning. We can do phases for their particular project. If they know they've got 10 employees now and they're going to work up to 20 in 3 years, we can take a building, whether it be a shell building or renovate a building, and help them out in phases. And we've done that very successfully with several of our clients. But our biggest thing right now is master bathroom and kitchen renovations. We've just kind of found a niche with that. We do like doing houses as well, but between the master bathroom and kitchen renovations and the sunroom additions, that's really been what's kept us busy since 2008 when the market kind of changed. Prior to 2008, we were primarily a new home construction builder, mm-hmm. and that was it. So since 2008, we kind of had to change our game plan, and it's worked out pretty nice.
Yeah, well, that's great. We I know we've actually had you all do some work for us. It's been several years ago, but we have a front porch on our house that was, of course, pretty much, it had the white railing, the white banisters, but they were all wood. And we've lived here for several years, and we had gotten tired of painting that. So I know you all came in and were able to help us change out all of that, all of that, the banister and all that, to so it was maintenance free. And I have to say, that's the best thing we ever did. So and you all did a great job with that, and we've gotten quite a few compliments over the years. And it was, for what seemed like such a simple change, it really did, I think, make a big difference to the front of our house. So.
Yeah, but thank you, Wendy. And we enjoy doing projects like that. We just completed several of those that have been posted on Facebook, where we have switched out treated material for easy cleaning products, whether it be PVC rails, or really the biggest thing we're doing now is powder coated aluminum rails with composite decking, which is maintenance free. You soft wash it twice a year and it looks like $1 million. So we like doing projects like what we did for you, Wendy.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be able to take the pressure washer and squirt that stuff down, and it looked like brand new after all the pollen and all that stuff hits. But yeah, that was definitely something we enjoyed having you all do for us. Let's go on to the next question. Tell us a few things that your business is doing differently during the COVID-19 situation. I'm sure you all are like everyone else. You've had to make some adjustments.
Yeah, we have made some adjustments. The first thing we did is we contacted all of our customers and we asked them, what do you feel comfortable with? We gave them the option. We can postpone your project to after this is over, or we can continue on with some safety precautions. And most of our customers said, continue on. And granted, we had several projects that we had already demoed out bathrooms or kitchens. And so we kind of needed to go on and finish those up for those customers. But we did have a few customers say, let's just wait, and that's fine. We've rescheduled them for later in May and in June. But one of the precautions we're taking with our subcontractors is we're only allowing one subcontractor at a time on the site.
Okay.
So instead of like a typical master bathroom renovation, we can rough in, usually demo and rough in the electrical, mechanical, and plumbing, usually in a day.
Okay.
Now that stretches out to 3 days, and the customers are fine with that. But we felt like, hey, let's just get one sub at a time. And most of our subcontractors are either a 1 or 2 man crew to start with.
Right.
And so we've eliminated multiple people in a room. I know initially they said, keep it less than 10. But with a safe working distance of 6 feet, that's kind of limited when you're in a 200 square foot bathroom.
Right.
So what we have done, and actually our subcontractors have been real proactive too. Instead of a 2-man crew, they've split themselves up into 2 1-man crews, and it's worked out fine. It has increased the duration of the projects, but it's worked well. Knock on wood, everyone's staying healthy. And we've actually posted guidelines from the National Homeowners Association, Home Builder Association, and some of their guidelines included things like don't share tools, and if you do share tools, wipe them down frequently, wear masks, stay separate from each other. So we've been very proactive with doing that, and it's worked out okay. Like I said, the projects are taking a little bit longer, but that's okay. Everyone's satisfied at the end of the day, and no one's getting sick, and that was kind of the important thing.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that, I imagine with the type of work that you do, it would be hard to get that fewer than 10 people in some of those small, even if you're probably working in a fairly large kitchen, that would still be a lot in a kitchen. So, especially trying to do manual labor like that. So, okay, well, tell us something that CKJ offers that people may not realize. What is something that's different about your business?
Well, people typically do not think of us as commercial contractors, and we are licensed to do commercial work. So
Okay.
we love doing upfits. We love doing space planning. And I've worked with AutoCAD for over 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take a thought or a sketch off a napkin. I can put it on AutoCAD. I can spin it around, do some things. I do custom home designs. I've done 3 custom home designs just in our neighborhood, Wendy.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
So, I've done that for well over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But the fun thing is with a commercial setup, I can lay out tables. I can lay out workspaces. I can do any kind of space planning with AutoCAD. So that kind of sets us above the rest when we come to a client and say, hey, we can help you with this design and make it more efficient. Whether you're doing a coffee shop or whatever, it needs to be on AutoCAD and it needs to be efficient. It's kind of like a good, well-working kitchen. You need your work triangle and you need that space to work out. So we do that with just about everything. We just completed a ladies' restroom at a church fellowship hall, and we took that. We took their existing plan and we completely gutted that room and worked it out for all ADA requirements. Okay. So now they have a roll-in handicap shower. They've got a handicap restroom area. They've got handicap sinks. So by putting that on AutoCAD, I was able to change all that for them. And so I've got a very happy client and a very nice ladies' restroom at a church that we just completed.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, because I think you're right. I think a lot of times we think, especially with it being a small business, that you are just residential, but having that commercial capability is something I'm glad you highlighted for us. And I was going to mention too, and we were talking a little bit about this. I know you mentioned that you all were staying, fairly busy, which I think is great. And I think some of that probably comes from folks staying at home and spending so much time and starting to see things they'd like to do in their house. so
That's right. You're absolutely right. And a lot of our current projects, they're growing. A lot of our business is repeat customers. And so, and we do master planning with our residential customers as well. And we've gone from whole house renovations, or it starts off as, hey, can we fix this second bathroom? Can we just switch out the vanity and do some things to update it? And then the next thing you know, it's a master bathroom, then a kitchen, then it's the whole house. Hey, can you paint the whole thing? Or, hey, we need a roof, or, hey, we need an RV shed out back. And a lot of people are starting to realize, hey, where they're living at now, they want to live there the rest of their lives, literally. Yeah. And they want it the way they want it. And now's, a good time to start planning in phases, hey, we can do this, and sit down and get it worked out. And that kind of goes back to the church project that I was talking about. Right now, while we're kind of stuck at home, the churches aren't open. Right. We just finished a parsonage update, a kitchen renovation at a parsonage this week too. And so now is actually a great time for church work, because no one's there and they're hoping to open soon. But if you need a small renovation, it's kind of like paving roads. There's less traffic now. Let's pave some roads. But now, if you don't have any traffic in your parsonage or your fellowship hall or your church, now would be a good time to, sit down and go through some of those little projects and knock them off the list while no one's there. Yeah, and I'm sure being able to work with, one person like you, and especially if it's going to turn into multiple projects, it's nice having somebody who kind of can say, hey, you actually might want to do this first, especially since I already know you're planning to do this, or this is on your kind of your wish list of things to do. So I imagine having that relationship with somebody it really benefits the customer in terms of being able to probably get things done efficiently. It does, and we enjoy doing things like that. We enjoy sitting down with the customer and putting together a schedule, short-term and long-term schedule, and making things as efficient and cost-effective as possible. Okay.
Well, that's thanks for pointing all that out. Well, I've got one more question for you before we hop off. Obviously, being in the building industry, do you have anything in particular that's sort of like your favorite type of work to do?
Well, we like all stages. My dad instilled with me very early on, you know, how neat it was to build things.
Mm-hmm.
And so whether we do a deck renovation with all new materials or $1 million house or a commercial thing, all of them are fun. The final result is really what we like to see. We like to take that before and after photo and
Mm-hmm.
look at it and compare. And, you know, I got a text this past Sunday from the preacher's wife from the parsonage we just finished, and she hadn't seen the kitchen renovation yet.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Oh my, this is just beautiful. This far exceeded our expectations." And so when you get text and emails like that and a phone call, hey, this is way more than what we thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what drives us and keeps us going, and it's very rewarding to get those type of texts and calls.
Okay. Well, that's I'm glad you shared that, because I'm sure especially being able to sort of see that that finished product, it does make a difference, and especially when you know it's something somebody's going to use and they're going to be able to enjoy for a very long time. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, Chris, and is there anything else you'd like to add before we hop off? If somebody wanted to reach out to y'all, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, you can contact me directly at 336-757-2568. We are on Facebook and Instagram. Just look for CKJ Building and Design.
Okay.
And you can reach us at our website, CKJBuilders.com.
Okay.
If you'll check that out, there's a link to contact us directly through that, and we can give you a call back. But we'd love to talk to you about your upcoming projects. We do a lot in the Davie County area.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. Well, I appreciate you spending time with me this morning, and I hope you all have a good rest of the day.
You too. Thank you for having us.
See ya. Bye-bye.
All right, bye now.